start
Yeah.
with an opening statement.
You know, I think part of the reason for the margin was just our respect for Ohio State and our respect for the program. You could look at the roster and recognize that they're missing their inside. You know, Bradshaw, they're missing him inside, and they're a little undersized. But you know, our guys respected them. We saw what they did to Texas. We saw what they did to Rutgers, and you know, as a result, we had a great preparation. You know, today was a challenge because Stephen Pearl had the scout. He also is our defensive coordinator. So, you know, this morning he left the hotel last night about 2 o'clock in the morning and drove to Auburn to be with his wife. And he got there about a half hour later. She had Lady Marie. So we've got great things to celebrate. And Brittany and Laney are both healthy. And when I get back to Auburn, I gotta watch Cheney Johnson and Janai Broom walk and graduate, receive their degrees, and then I got to go over there and be with my family and try to get ready for Georgia State. So this has been a great event. Thank Chris Williams and the people that run Hoopsgiving and professional organization they are. Bringing big time college basketball to the downtown Atlanta is important. There is some of the best high school basketball in the country here in Atlanta. There's great NBA basketball here in Atlanta. So I think Chris's, you know, his vision of trying to bring great teams, and I thank Ohio State and you know, the other teams that are here today, Arizona State for coming in, and Grand Canyon for coming across the country and entertaining us with really great basketball here in Atlanta.
Peter and then Jacob.
As you mentioned, you know, early in the season, Denver, the shots haven't fallen for him today. You know, he really got to go. I guess what was working for him, and what did he need to, you know, finally in a game like this?
You know, the thing about it is, like that's how Denver shoots in practice, and he hadn't shot the ball great. He was he's turned his ankle yesterday in practice a little bit. We were a little worried about him, especially guarding Bruce Thornton, who's such a great player. And but he, you know, he mentally stayed right and ready. Look, when Miles or Chad Baker or Denver or Tahad, you know, those guys there shooting the ball, they think it's going in. Jakai, they think it's going in. And so that effect on the perimeter, you know, as well as our big, look, Cheney Johnson, Janai Broom, they could both shoot it too. And that just makes us a better offensive team because you got to get out and guard us on the perimeter, and that opens up things on the inside.
All right, Jacob and then Trevor.
We saw Miles Kelly get off to a nice start and then left a couple three-pointers kind of short and then came out kind of favoring that hand. Is he okay? Do you have an update on him?
No, don't have an update, but banged that hand, and so we shut him down.
Trevor and then Cam.
Bruce, that was Ohio State's fewest points in almost 2 full years. I mean,
Say, I'm sorry.
That was Ohio State's fewest points in almost 2 years. Just what did you make of your defensive effort today?
Well, Stephen Pearl had a great defensive game plan set up. I think our kids are pretty locked into how we guard, and it's the thing that you can control. They only turned it over 9 times, so I thought Ohio State, you know, did a good job getting some shots. I thought our rebounding, you know, for the most part was pretty good, and you know, the kids understand it. In the 3 halves of basketball where we didn't play great defense. The first half against Iowa State, we didn't play great against Duke. Duke played great against us. But we didn't really bother Duke with our defense. We were down 18 and we lost at Duke. So it's really the only way we can control our destiny is by locking in on the defensive end.
All right, Cam and then Ferg.
Coach, Janai Broom 2020 game for the first time since 1989 in Auburn history. Talk about that and just how.
Yeah, you know, a 2020 game and he missed 9 shots. You know, and every one of them looked like they were going to go in. You know, but he's so incredibly talented, and then have 6 assists and no turnovers, like literally, and then he said to me with about 10 minutes left to go, he said, like knowing whatever, he said, coach, just go ahead and put Turtle in there and let him get him some minutes. You know, Chad Baker again, same thing with Jakai Howard. You all can see those 2 freshmen are pretty good now. You know, Tahad is special, and he gives us a speed and a quickness and a guy that you got to really game plan for. And Ja'Kai is going to help us in a big game. He is a terrifically talented player, and you know, he's at a position where you got a guy like Chad Baker in front of him, or Miles Kelly, or Denver Jones, all seniors. But don't sweat on Ja'Kai Howard. He's going to be a great player for us.
All right, Ferg, and then Jason.
Bruce, Ohio State came in fifth best third-point shooting team in the country. They only take 16. They only hit 6. Most of them came late. Just what does that say about your team's defensive ability, just to run them off the line?
Well, I mean, when you got guys like Dylan and Janai and Shaney that can get out there and impact ball screens, and you know, we don't go under anything, and you know, make them make tough one-on-one plays. You know, I love our defensive system, and you know, I think when again Shaney and Dylan and Janai, they can guard 1 through 5, and that's just that is and Denver Jones, Chad, Miles' length. Our guards are getting better defensively, and again, buying in.
All right, Henry, and then Juliana, you'll have the last question. You good? All right, Juliana.
Oh, so the crowd was filled with Auburn fans today, even though you're several hours away from home. How impressed were you?
I apologize.
Oh, so you guys were several hours away from home, and the crowd was filled with Auburn fans. How
Yeah, thank you for the question. That's Auburn being Auburn right there. And you know, when ESPN2 is here, and Dave and Jay are on the call for ESPN, you know, we got big time announcers, Dave O'Brien and Jay Williams, and they saw the quality of the product on the floor, and then they see the Auburn family traveling. Again, you know, we used to kind of dominate Atlanta in recruiting, and now NIL dominates Atlanta in recruiting. But our Atlanta kids have done really well. Why wouldn't you want to come to Auburn and play in? How many people here? Were there 8,000-9,000 Auburn fans here today? I mean, at least. And that's just I'm grateful, you know, for our fans. And now we got Georgia State on Tuesday, so it's a short turnaround with Tuesday, and then we've got Purdue on Saturday in Birmingham. So we've got two more tests before the Christmas break. But our team responded. That was the largest margin Auburn's ever beaten a Power 5 school. So, and again, it's because we really took a very well-coached Ohio State team. We really respected them.
All right, one more question to you.
What concerned you about Ohio State coming in, and what did you start with when you wanted to take things away?
Well, concern me would be their ability to have 4 guys that can shoot it, make it. You know, Michi and Thornton, the freshman, and then number 8, you know, Parrish. You know, 4 guys, and so we really had those guys identified. I thought that our 4s and 5s could be challenged with their forwards being a little undersized, but attacking the rim. I thought again, both Cheney and Janai Dillon retreated at size at the rim and did a good job of not fouling. And so those were the 2 things that concern me. Ohio State averaging 82 points. They're 6th in the nation 3-point. There's a very good offensive team. But obviously they're missing that one piece on the inside. They're just a little undersized.
All right, thanks, Coach. Thanks, everyone, for coming.
Congrats on your new ball girl, VP.
Yep.